Hi guys, hello, hello, hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Why is there a mouse on my screen? Okay, all right, that's there now. Yay! All right. Why is there a mouse on my screen? Same thing. What the? Is this because the game is open? Is that what the? Okay. All right. I guess guess this is where we're at now. All right. I have no. I can't move it. I can't move it anywhere. I don't know why it's there. Ah. Damn it, this is the start. Like, this is my mouse. This is my mouse here. What is this? What is this freaking thing? Oh, god damn it. It's not even the game that's doing it. What the hell is happening? But hey, Annie, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're getting a good rest after your double shift. Jesus. Ooh. Oh, it's gone. Nice. There we go. It's not the game? Maybe it was and maybe it wasn't, I don't know. It's gone now, so I'm not going to complain. Alright, so here we go. Annie is a live VTuber who roars through games like Genshin Impact and Code Vein. Yeah. They're on a quest to conquer trials and bosses all while exploring new worlds. Yeah, that's been brutal. From Sumeru events to anime adventures, this musical multilingual streamer is ready to connect and play. Yay! I'm gonna put more lights on, give me 5 seconds. Way too dim because it's winter now. It's not time for Christmas trees yet though, people. Not time yet. I still say the time for Christmas trees is like 2 weeks before Christmas. Thank you for the dragons, bravo! Appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Welcome in. How you doing? Why is my... What the hell? What am I command? We're doing scuff today, apparently. Oh, there we go. There we go. Worse now.
Find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
That we are indeed. I still feel the pain from yesterday. Ooh, yeah. There's a reason why they call it the Terror Trials, that's for damn sure. You've got the ickies! Ah, bravo! Unlucky, buddy. So many people are just getting sick everywhere. I've said that so many times, but yeah, Jesus. Make sure to get the good rest and all that stuff, bravo. So I spent most of the morning doing... What was I doing even? I don't think I was doing much. I think I was more just trying to get my energy back because I stayed up most of last night watching season 2 of My Dress Up Darling, which has been really... I really enjoy that series. And in season 2 they step up and start teaching you about like cosplaying techniques, and I love it. I love that program. It's so good. Feel better than this morning, but I have tornado sneezes. On the plus side, tornado sneezes are really funny. So I guess there's that plus side. At least you're feeling better than this morning. Oh wait, what's that called? Frontosa Keflid. Nice. That always seems to be how it is though, doesn't it? When you're not feeling well, the mornings feel the worst. You seem to get worse when you're asleep, and then you wake up just feeling like so bagged up. And then as the day goes on, it kind of dissipates. I guess as you're like drinking water and you're blowing your nose and getting food and all that stuff. Wait, I'm gonna try something. Wait. Bravo, you're 88% sus today. Because of course, there was Annie. Annie's 69% sus. Never watched that one, but definitely hear it. Oh, Annie, you really should. It's so good. It's about two protagonists. The male protagonist makes like these little geisha doll things that like take a lot of precision, and he makes little outfits and stuff. And the female protagonist really likes to cosplay, so the male protagonist uses these skills for making dolls and makes really high detailed cosplay for her. It's such a good. It's so good. It's also like really heartfelt and nice, where they like overcome like teenage angst and emotions and feelings and have just like a great time together enjoying their hobbies. Alright, well anyway. There we go. Oh, and I also watched the newest episode of One Piece this morning as well. Because someone on YouTube Shorts was nice enough to spoil a moment in that for me, and I'm like, really, buddy? It just came out, what are you doing? I'm kind of sad that One Piece is gonna be like, what, 24 episodes a year now? And then I'm gonna have to wait a year for more episodes. They finally heard the feedback that people were tired of like the delays and the filler episodes and the elongating episodes and the recap. Like, honestly, One Piece has been ridiculous. It's had a recap episode like every 10 episodes has a recap episode. It's ridiculous. That's so cute. Definitely then in my must watch. Yay. A new arc? Oh no, it's still the same arc. It's still what was it called? Egghead Island? Yes, that one. But I think it's getting near the end. I remember Oda saying that One Piece is now starting its final arc. It's, like the finale arc, which I think begins with like Elbath Island. So I'm looking forward to it. It's been really good. Apart from the fact, as I was saying, where they elongate everything, it takes 9,000 years for one scene to wrap up. Apart from that, it's been good. I was almost tempted to start collecting One Piece cards, and then I got a pack of them and I'm like, yeah, these aren't that good. I've been way too tempted to start collecting new TCGs recently. I really should stop myself. The temptation is real. It's so freaking real. I can't believe I bought 3 boxes of freaking Hololive TCG. That was on sale. What are you gonna do? Yeah, today we're going to be playing some 428 Shibuya Scramble, which, weirdly enough, is an FMV game. I don't know if I've played many FMV games on this channel. You look at the screenshots, they just look freaking mad. It's like some sort of drama you'd watch on Japanese TV. Okay, why is my controller not working? Why is my controller not working, game? For the love of God. The game is a bit jank. Yeah, it's a bit jank. Okay, I'm just gonna use keyboard, screw it. I'm using keyboard. I didn't think I'd signed up for this level of jank, but I guess this is where we're at now. Wrap up the cable for the controller. There we go. Put the controller away. And keyboard time. It doesn't even use a mouse. This game, it just uses keyboard. Bizarre. Alright, so how do I do back? Alright, so back is escape. Alright, cool. Controller, PS4, Xbox, neither. How do I just enter? Settings updated. Okay. The thing that caught my eye about this game immediately was it's developed by Spike Chunsoft, which, if memory serves correctly, is the same company behind Danganronpa. I freaking love that series. So if it's anything like that, which I'd be surprised if it was because it's an FMV, I'm gonna really enjoy this. Happens, hope it's not been bringing all this comment. No, it's not, Annie, it's not. This is what happens when I don't test a game prior to stream. Which unfortunately my procrastination tends to not allow me to do. Select bookmark. Select the bookmark. You want the guide to gameplay to be displayed? Making the video, yes. Thank you. Okay then. Stories a work of fiction, no shit. Names, characters, places, I don't know why they do that like every time. See, people wouldn't like pitch a fit and freak out about being like games and films and that bad mouthing them because they have the same name. It's really dumb. Spike Chancer, yeah. Okay. I do not know any of these people. I'd be interested to see if we end up going somewhere I actually went to. Oh, there we go, there's Shibuya Crossing. You can never have a Shibuya Crossing in this country. So many people would end up getting run down. Oh wait! Wait, I think I walked down that street. What the hell is this? Is this a blimp? Okay. Oh, how's this situation? I wonder how they managed to film this. Do you think they like... Do you think all these people are extras and they just lock down the whole street? Oh. Hello, lady. A guy? I don't know. Oh, did that van blow up? Shit. Oh, I see what they're doing. So that's like one of the possible endings you can get. So I didn't go into much detail, but this is like a choose your own adventure, like visual novel kind of deal. Oh, look at this. Hello there, buddy. And look, it's even got the symbol of like, what do they call it? Like beginner, you know, the yellow and the green kind of thing. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experience as you read the story. What did the day hold in store? The fate is in your hand. This is good. This is terrible for me. I should never be in charge of people's lives. It just will go wrong every time. Hopefully you can see them all through to the end. Maybe. To start, you have two characters, Shinya Kano and Achi Endo. Let's begin by checking out Kano's story. Do I need to? What about... Oh, alright, never mind. He is way too suave. This guy has full-on protagonist energy going on. Just 2 more minutes to go. Shinya Kano noted the time again on his watch. Scowling at the... Why is the volume so loud? Can I change the volume? You can do it. Thank you, Annie. If the volume gets too high for you guys, just let me know. It seemed a little tad too loud on my side, but it might be my headphones. Scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:58 AM. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. He eyed his surroundings. Was the perp really going to show up? When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? Wait, is that baby metal on the screen? Huh. Oh, maybe not. I'm seeing like posters and billboards up there. The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware. Of the dozens of I'm going to take a drink, 2 seconds. Of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. Alright, another minute and a half. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Wait, I wonder if I can see like in the reflection of his glasses, like the guy taking the picture. Not really. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's Criminal Affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. Oh, what was that dog again? Was it like Hachiko? I think. He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Hitomi Osawa, aged 19. The attaché case in her hand contained a full 50 million yen in cash. What even is that? I wanted to try for this for 5 seconds, but I want to do the conversion. How much was it? 50 million? That is... Yeah, it's only a $250,000 in pounds. It's not a lot of money though. Yesterday our twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This was ransom payment. The culprit called to tell me last night at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes. The scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama was the senior officer of the ship. Some words and phrases in text appear in blue. These are called tips. Pressing tab to underline a tip, then press space. Okay. This will let you read some extra info related to that word or phrase. Their tips contain general knowledge, and ones that are 428 specific. They're marked with magnifying glass and 428 respectively. Okay. Okay, so Shibuya Central Precinct responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including Urahara, I'm gonna butcher this, Ukushu, Danicho, Udagachawa, Odagawacho, Ibisu, Ibisu Nishi, Ibisu Minami, Oyamacho. Oh god, there's so many. Okay. You get the picture. Criminal Affairs Division 5 years older than Kano. They always went a little overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but word around the station was that he just liked dress up. Hey pal, spare some change? Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock it off! Fittingly for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. He is quite a method actor. Well, ain't so suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempts to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out! Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course there was good reason for that confidence. Oh, that's the... Yeah, that's the train car! And whatchamacallit, Persona 5, at the train station. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction, but they were positioned at a good distance from where the handoff was to take place. The statue of Hachiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of HQ's special investigation teams. Sometimes two or more tips will appear on a single screen. Press tab repeatedly to change which words are underlined. Okay. Return to reading story. Jurisdiction. We know what jurisdiction means. It's the section that they preside over as law enforcement. Statue of Hachiko. Oh. Oh, the cable car has a name. Nice. Bronze statue of a dog erected in 1934. The dog was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master, well known as a meet-up spot outside the Shibuya station. Other popular meet-up spots at the station are the display car for the original Tokyo 5000 series, commonly known as the Green Frog, and the Moyai statue by the east entrance. Nice. HQ here refers to the Metropolitan Police, the Tokyo Police Section responsible for managing one. Okay. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax, we'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. Alright everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. The voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operations director. Until last year, he'd been the Shibuya precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. We don't know where the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. So this is like a sting operation. I wonder if this actually like appeared on TV or this was exclusively just for this game. You don't sound too weird, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? Like I'm just peeking around his shoulder. The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. Whap. Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. The sound was louder than he'd intended, though the suit hid his muscular physique. It did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. I'm betting it's the old lady in the background. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, but so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. With the situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whoever came to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee the hostage well-being. Still nothing. Sasayama muttered. There he is. He's here. What, in the office? Wait. What? He's particular vocal work. Whenever he gets overly flustered, panicked, the slip of the chin. Right, okay. Don't know why that was important. Because he broke in, his voice spiking into an excited chirp. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. That only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. It just looks like he's handing out flyers. You can see the subject now. A 20-something male nonchalantly approached Hitomi to talk to her. Alright people, be ready to grab this guy. Kuze was stationed in the mobile command center, not far from the intersection. Keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. The detectives watched uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? Oh, I can make choices. You encounter selections like these during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people, in addition to changing your own fate. Hi Aldrin! His face looks emotionally dead. I mean, she's there to hand money off a kidnapper, so yeah. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Right. Use to make the choice, then space. Hi Hina, welcome in. How you doing, Hina? The current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. Okay. Right. That's got to be him. Kano took a step forward, then hesitated. Ah, you want out, Hina. Hopefully you get some energy as the day goes on. The situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needs to get a better look at things. Yeah, let's go with B. Running on 2.4. 3 hours sleep. Oof. Hina, go back to bed. Just tell everything else you've got going on today. Just tell him, no, you need sleep. Oh, that is rough. The situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized paper, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as the statue of Hachiko behind her. I hear there's a real problem in like the cities in Japan where there's like recruiters from hostess clubs will go up to like really attractive women and try and like give them like stuff to like get them to come to the club and see if they'll, I don't know, join it. I mean, I come to some videos I've seen at least. I need to do a few things on my newest commission. Ah, fair enough. Shibuya Hachiko overrated meeting spot. Yeah, I suppose. But considering everyone knows where it is, it does make a good meeting spot. Until finally the man gave up and walked away. I love this guy. I love the homeless guy in the back. Amongst Kanto areas. But I'm biased against Kanto areas. Ah, fair enough, you know. I guess it wasn't him. Kano felt the tension in the moment linger in his spine. I need to go back to Japan. I didn't check out enough when I was there. Guy must have been hitting on her. Oh wait. What's this? Kansai girl. I need to go check out Osaka. I never got a chance when I was in Japan. I would really love to go to Osaka and get me some of that food. So seeing that meeting someone in the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are all important. Sometimes, of course, the person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sale pitch. First glance, that wasn't always right. Okay. I mean, she is pretty cute and all. He had a point. Though, of course. Something in Sasayama's voice made Kano brace himself. He's got nothing on Mai-chan. Mai-chan was Sasayama's wife. They got married just last month. Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favourite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. I mean, the guy's happy, he's married, he's having a good life. Press up to go back and reread sections you've already played through. To scroll ahead, text you've already read. I press down when rewinding or advancing like this. Oh, sometimes appear on the upper left corner space while being displayed to reread the current stage. Okay. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department partnered them. Fine. Let's talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? No, you can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's she like? We're not having this conversation. Kano muttered, looking away. Oh, come on! Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? Oh, that's a common thing, isn't it? Like they say that a relationship is going well if you've got the partner as your lock screen image. You get a pic of your girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. I did. It was scary how unmarked Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I am investigating, Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. Of course it's a flip phone. When is this set? Is this set in like the early 2000s? His face scrunched up with an astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not. Oh wait. Masami Nagahama. A national star tends to play the heroine of national morning soap operas or national historic dramas. Flip phones are still... Oh, are they? Android flip phones. Interesting. I think they only just recently brought them back in the West, but they're kind of like a fad. You just have like the whole screen just like splits in half. Kano realized he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi and she's... Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress? That's the flip phones. Part of me kinda doesn't miss the flip phones. I had a terrible habit of flipping it back and forth and back and forth. I'm amazed that the screen never snapped off of the thing. That phone showing is a bit older though. Ah, okay. Oh, is he like actually dating the actress, but like her name as an actress is like a pseudonym, just people don't find her IRL? Signal most common flip phones now. Signal flip phone. Let's have a look at this. Where's my mouse game? Signal flip phone. Flip phone. Oh. Yeah, I'll just bring it up real quick. Yeah, there we go. It does look really freaking old though, doesn't it? I do appreciate them having buttons still though. I miss when you used to do that, where you used to like press like A like 2-3 times to get like C and stuff. Pain in the ass, but nostalgic. I just aimed it. Oh, the new one. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. See. Come on, load. Alright, let's get a look. Ooh. Joe, I wouldn't actually mind getting that as a phone. You can even check the time without having to like open it up either. That's actually kind of nice. Thank you for the snuggle, bravo! I do like the pink one. Ooh, yeah, see what you mean? The pink one is actually quite nice. Though I think I'd definitely go for the black one. I wonder how much that is actually. Let's go Wi-Fi. I'm acting like I'm actually gonna buy this thing, but I really need to forget display capture. Thank you for the dragons, bravo! Thank you. Eldrin, well done, win the battle royale. Alright, let's keep going. Oops. The one showing looks like 2015 or something. Maybe. Thank you, bravo. Thank you for the hydrate, Annie. That will never get old, will it? Like I said, you sly old dog. Thank you for the nya Hina. Thank you. Trying to make like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sasayama let out a huff. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but he had no answer. That came out of nowhere. The truth was that he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Sasayama handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. So, I wonder if his girlfriend is actually that actress, but she's not told her boyfriend that she is. And there's just like this complicated dynamic going on in the background. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh, but his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. Wait, this is a 2004. Ooh. If 900i is a real model. They probably did that intentionally. But like we're trying to like show that this is set in like 2000, the early 2000s. How do we do that easily? I'll get a phone that's legit from that era. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone by. It appeared that Hitomi, the strain in her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the attaché case itself, the 5,000, 10,000 yen bills it held weighed close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before at around 7 PM. This is MPD Dispatch. The Shibuya precinct is reporting a missing person, believed to be an abduction. I don't need to see what abduction means. Subject is Maria Osawa, a 19-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy last seen at the LL diner near campus. A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Kano and Sasayama had been working a burglary case in Jingumai's 5th district when they got the call. Ah, that looks like a nice place. The two arrived at the LL diner at 7:15 PM. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Oh, that's what he looks like when he's not homeless. Okay. Inside the restaurant, Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who had reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, Hitomi. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken? Starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. Expression. So Maria had gone alone to a party, a mixer for locals and exchange students. They told me arriving late had showed up just in time to glance through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make. Why would something like that happen to her? They told me held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man. Middle-aged, that narrows it down. Oh, a white guy. There was another eyewitness, Leyland Palmer. That's an interesting name. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. I saw too. It's like Hitomi says. I had Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look, and the Japanese was halting as if he hadn't been in the country very long. I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leyland explained that he'd seen the man shove Maria into the back seat, then clamber into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice, wouldn't they have been driving? Now that Tommy no Leyland had gotten a look at the suspect's face, Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. It was Yoshi Kajiwara, one of his senior detectives. We've set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuzi had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team... screw it, why not? Do I do this again? Tab? Yeah, there we go. So someone has been updated from Family can be also a hindrance in making an arrest to help guide the family's actions. Response teams. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm informed to investigate the victim's house. Kano could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya offices. He put one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. I wonder who it's going to be who's responsible. It's probably going to be one of the other characters we play as, isn't it? There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's house. He said the following. Tomorrow 10 AM by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister who told me bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. What's with the banana? Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team, along with detectives from elsewhere who'd received special training in abduction cases. Normally a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in a victim's house. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial, and had sent Kajiwara along. That is a nice freaking house. The detectives disguised themselves as delivery people, and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion. It's also very western looking. Arriving there at 8:30. The response team had come prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family a second time. But there were no further calls. Kano checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think we might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why does this guy even pick this place? Kano voiced the question he'd been asking himself ever since he'd heard the kidnapper's demand. I wonder if it's going to end up being like I don't know, they like timed it where like a massive bunch of people walk by at the same time, and the detectives were like, "Oh, it's it's just like a parade or something," and then suddenly the money is gone. That picture's fake. There's no way that little people usually like 100 or so. Jesus, really? Like 100 people crammed in there? But yeah, it's definitely gonna be fake. I know nowadays you can, if someone ends up in your picture in like a public setting, it's technically, is it technically fair use? I'm pretty sure it is like fair use because it's like in a public setting. But I think most productions stay on the safe side and just get extras. Red Hatch go easy, Jesus. Now I'm saying what you mean. Now I'm seeing what you mean where it's not a good meeting up spot. Because there'll be so many freaking people there, you won't be able to spot your friends. Sasayama shrugged. Gregory must want to blend in with the crowd. Nab the money and disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper, after all. No, it's not because of the rest of Japan meets there. The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper, yeah. Also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. I feel like Shinjuku would be a really good place to pull something like this off. When I was in Shinjuku, the amount of people there was wild, especially at the station. Right now there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. "You overthinking things, pal," Sasayama grumbled. "No, I'm not." Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. This was Kano's... Wait, what? Deck diary? What? Is he... Is that diary just full of, like, different sizes? What is this? But he always kept close at hand. I bet he did. Sasayama rolled his eyes. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Ah, here it is. The most irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. That's like the opposite of Occam's razor, isn't it? Occam's razor being the simplest explanation is usually the right one. It was a favourite saying of Kyuzo Tateno, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. If you need to meet in that area, recommend Obscura so you can sit down and have a coffee. Obscura. Oh, right, I see what you mean. Yeah. That does stand out. Yeah. Oh wait! I think I've walked past this place before. Yeah. No, I definitely. Is that the one next to? I might be getting mixed up. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up. I think I one next to the Sanrio store. No, this is different. It does look really fancy though. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handing off. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tatano had the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe. I mean, he's a great detective. Don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tatano, as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tatano's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years ago. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere, and threatening to set the place ablaze. Oof, that guy was really done with that company, wasn't he? While the others hesitated, Tatano unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secured it. Why would you go... You could have done that without dousing yourself in gasoline. The others had been awestruck by Tatano's actions, and Kano, who at the time had been content... Why is this music so loud? Had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. Still, you know. Sasayama murmured under his breath. As great a detective as Tatano is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not, Kano said. So, what is with the game and bananas? Only time anyone ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? That's just the public for you. The public likes to focus on the negatives. Kano just shrugged. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you've got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff. So how come no celebrity gumshoes, you know? Look, please. Can you just focus on what we're doing here? It's probably because police are kept up to a high standard. To the point where it's never ever good enough for the general public. Kano rubbed his eyes, then turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter, didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. That is a popular cheap, easy food and portable. Yeah, true. I just didn't think they'd show up twice already. And we're only an hour in. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations, readying the team's vehicles... Base of operations... It's fine, Ian, I don't mind the chatter. A base of operations is usually set up in a large room at the precinct, such as an auditorium, MPD, and precinct investigations. Because the scale scope and on cases such as kidnapping where a victim's personal safety is at stake, flow information. Okay. In the team's vehicle, photocopying hundreds of documents and various other tasks. Kano had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal in either. What have you been doing? Sasayama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle as his partner's lack of shame. There he is! Kuzi's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. That guy does it. Oh, that's our other character! A young man emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look in his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Kano? Sasayama whispered. Yeah, I think he's got to be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him. what's this angle? The detectives rushed in. And he's on his ass. Whoa, hey, what the hell? The young man cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but the officers closed in, forcing him boldly to the ground. Target secured. Oh jeez, I think we've got another suspect on the scene. He's taking the ransom. What? His hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, attached case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. It's going to be that teacher from the start, isn't it? He looks so suave. What should I do with this guy, sir? He may have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh, sure. That'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Thank you for the stretch, Annie! This isn't going to be a guy, is it? He was just like a fall guy. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Achi Endo steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal the case? Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Hina. Good. Thank you, guys. Kano watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. I don't buy that. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl, but it told me I had just been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there had to be something important inside. An entry from Kano's diary shot through his mind. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Classic advice for a questioning. Something important you say, such as, how the heck would I know? Achi spat. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. This style of textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Wait. Bravo, did that fish not work? What the hell? Oh, he's there. Oh. Okay. I'll try again. Nope. Maybe I'll need to open it back, close it, and then open it again. Hopefully that's it. Let's try that again. There we go. Just a temporary glitch. The style and textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspect was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-scene work went into cracking a case. Once again, he had actually explained what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. When Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress in the case at the crime scene. Yo, I get the logic in doing this, but like if someone hadn't done something and you keep badgering over and over again, it runs the risk of accidentally getting a false confession. When the police hadn't been able to determine yet, what the hell is that? What's it? What? Banana cat? Okay. That was a thing. Thank you, Bravo. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, Cano consulted his diary. Haste makes waste. No shit, it's better to take your time. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maximum always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Cano returned to confront Archie once more. You were there to act as a distraction to mess up the investigation. Weren't you? Huh? Archie looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? The truth hungers to be free. You hungry? Got some Katsudon if you like. If he doesn't want the Katsudon, I could do with Katsudon. Bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet egg. I say this all the time. Every single time I play these games, food always seems to come up, and it makes me hungry. I would freaking kill for a Katsudon right now. Actually, no, I'd do silently. I actually devoured the bowl of Katsudon with gusto. It looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Actually just shrugged. I don't know. He murmured, a thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth. How many accomplices do you have? Cano asked. Actually just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resignedly, Cano flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to his book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever the suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal. The two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually, Cano looked at the clock and realised that the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Cano would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he perused the diary like it was scripture. Number 116. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Archie out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get them when they're tired. Cano's eyes gleamed. Buddy, you're not... You're not an ace attorney. Calm down. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Wait, what? I said slump forward heavily. Nodding off it was basically the same as nodding yes, right? Wait, what? Buddy, that's not how it works! Mr. Cusi, I did it! The young guy we grabbed at the handoff site, he finally convinced— No, he didn't! He didn't! That is so flimsy. What are you talking about? Cusi laughed in disbelief. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Cano clutched his cell phone dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there at HQ, okay? No, it can't be. Oh, was that his dominant character then? After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Cano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all. No, you're not, he thought to himself. He dropped the diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Oh, that's amazing. Bad ending, no shit. He spent 5 hours and took someone going to sleep as a confession. Cano wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Cano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Archie Endo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making a proper decision. In another character's story for a detailed hint. Get a tip by underlining bad end title. Right, okay. Kano had every reason to suspect Achi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Hitomi, this wouldn't have happened. Right, so we need to play as Achi and not approach Hitomi then? Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him, and things should play out differently. Oh yeah, true, because the next person to approach him would be the actual suspect. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. It kind of reminds me of Virtue's Last Reward in a way. You can now select Achi Endo, one of the other protagonists. Let's follow Achi's story for a little while. Okay. Alright, Achi, what you got going on? Okay. Oh, thank God he's not naked. Okay, good. Achi Endo called out at the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? It's not like we're gonna get any customers. Achi grimaced. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Achi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags into his pocket and slipped on his favourite pair of sneakers. The entryway to Achi's home also led into the family shop. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in a tiny retail space. The slightest bump brought the risk of an avalanche. Achi wove his way through the gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogen Zaka, you'll come across an old shopping district. Nestled in its outskirts is Endo Electronics, in the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior you'll find rows of wares and cakes, all caked in dust. At a glance you might well assume the place was closed. A mom and pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming throughout Shibuya. So far the store had remained in business thanks to the locals, who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. That is actually really handy. But things weren't looking good for the future. Achi, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working here, which is fair. Achi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Oh, whoops. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Oh, is he just like actively like picking up litter? Sheesh, this place is filthy. He paused to pick up a plastic bottle that had been tossed on the ground. Then with a heavy sigh he slipped the crushed receptacle into his trash bag. That is the one really annoying thing about when you're walking about Tokyo. You cannot find a bin anywhere. I get why. There was that whole thing like a few years back about... what was it? I don't think it was bombs, but it was something similar to that went on in one of the train stations. And because of that, there's like no bins anywhere. He'd been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It had gone so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days he'd fill his trash bag to the top. By the time he made it from his house in Dogminzaka to the train station. The day he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. "I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry here." Is that freaking hosts? He looked up and saw a timid looking woman being confronted by 2 men. One with brown hair, one with black. From the look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. He ran into this sort of thing pretty frequently on his trash cleaning walks around town. All that kind of trash to take care of. He's gonna get his ass kicked. Archie quickly interposed himself between the girl and the 2 recruiters. "Hey, can't you see that you're bullying her?" "Huh? Who the hell are you?" The 2 men glared. "Take a hike, pal." Archie stood his ground. "Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark." The hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, listen to you, got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy?" The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone? Okay. How about we take this someplace more quiet, yeah? The girl stood by uneasily watching the goings-on. "Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble." "Is that supposed to be an apology?" "On your knees and beg, pal." The man spat his gum into the ground. Archie looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill had vanished. "You better pick that up. Right now." "What? Didn't you hear me? Because I told you to get down on your knees and... But... Ah!" Archie's hands shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, easy, pal." The other man's bravado drained from his face. Archie tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw, sweat dripping from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled, but Archie just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know? Ever stop to consider that? Wait, are you... The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed on Archie's chest. Gah! Oh crap! That's Sharp Man. The guy's voice was starting to break. "That's mean clean! A guy with a mean clean shirt carrying around a trash bag? That means you're..." His face went pale. "Mean clean?" The other man echoed the words through his half-shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. "Get it right, pal." Archie clenched the man's jaw harder still. "It's mean clean. Ow. We're sorry, man. You're Archie, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man. You gotta cut some slack." The man scrambled to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pant pocket. Finally, Archie let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear, tears streaming down his cheeks. Gasping out hasty apologies, the 2 thugs scampered off. This is going in a weird direction. Hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl's face. Wait, what? Why is that? Oh, right, here we go. Second-year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. This has managed to corner... Popular plot and trashy e-novels for the main guy to fall in love with the hustler. Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You run into creeps like that now and then. But don't hold it against us. Shibuya is a good town. Yeah, okay. Aji gave her a quick wave, then turned and continued on his way down Dogenzaka. What game did I get myself in for? Achi was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the world had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stalls and inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parts nestled between buildings, Achi knew it all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town, not on his watch. Achi made his way down towards Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and from the Scrabble. The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, then Shibuya Station was at its heart. The streets like Bunkamura Dori and the center guy, serving as the arteries pumping a bloodstream made of people. Today as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. And it was actually just another part of this great urban organism. Guess I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Oh wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell? Hold on. Is that right? Or did I have it right the first time? I think I had it right the first time. White blood cells eliminate pathogens. Where is it? Eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Actually, was probably thinking of white blood cells. This is a really weird game. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's totally my type. To be up someone's alley, to be... Okay, I didn't need the description of that game, thank you. Wonder if she's a model or small-time actress or something. Looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy, dang. Good looking as she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably rich-ass CEO of an IT company or something. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wishfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. She was carrying an attache case, the kind of a businessman might use. It was a large case and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite his using both hands. Oh, here we go. You've reached a decision point. Let's have Achi not approach Hitomi. Okay. Then what kind of person makes a young lady look around something heavy like that? I'm almost tempted to do the same thing. That we know it's going, but I'm not gonna. But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Now I actually want to approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change. And he will no longer wind up as a bad end. So let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. F2 to open it. Okay. This is a time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression. Through the story, decision points are marked with... Oh, what did I do? Did I just... Oh, is this because I pressed... Yeah, this is because I pressed F2. Okay. Kano's fate has changed based on Achi's actions. Select Kano's 1030 block, then press square. No square. Space. Alright, what's going to happen now? Are we going to catch the guy who actually takes the briefcase? I suppose you could call it that. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! Kuzi's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. Of course it's that guy. What is that hair? The man in the black coat, he's not Japanese, looks to be in his early 30s. Previously Achi get mixed up with Kano and the police, but now another man has appeared instead. By changing what Achi did, you've also changed Kano's story. Imagine getting like the actor called to appear in something like this. foreign man had emerged from the crowd, about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way towards her, his expression blank. He didn't match the description Hitomi had given them, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment. Alright. Sasayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kano swallowed a lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banished the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps... The stranger took hold of the attache case. It was him. A mass of detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano! On it! Sasayama and Kano leapt into action. But they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running right towards them. Wait, what? What? Okay. Kano's story suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond the keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist's story at 10:30 actually had the text. Young man in a suit set as red keywords. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Now head back to Achi's story and keep an eye out for that key phrase. Okay. Try following the story from Achi at 10:30. Approach the girl. Okay. Why are we switching? Oh, I'm not even gonna ask. Let's just go. Huh? A man had come up beside the girl. He was dressed in black, and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. Achi stared. Something tells me that's not her boyfriend. The girl handed the attache case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Oh shit. Whoa. A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over at Achi and broke into a run, as if he'd been waiting for this very moment. Sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Some words in the text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords that let you jump between different protagonists. Oh! Oh, that's kinda neat. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. These can also allow you to clear out, keep out in another character's story and let you read on. If you come across red text, press tab. Yeah. A window will appear allowing you to jump from one protagonist to another, and then press space to continue. The other character's story after the keep out, give it a try. Right, I see why they're doing that. It basically forces you to jump between different perspectives to hold you off from reaching like critical revelations or turning points. So the game is probably going to do this a bunch of times to make us go to a new character and play them all the way through to points like this. Which is a stalling tactic, but I kind of like it. Why do I feel like Achi's wearing a wig? Even though they're probably not, but I don't know, something weird about Achi. By performing a jump from this screen, you can advance another protagonist story past the keep out. Press space to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. Okay. Alright, let's do this. You did it, jump successful. In 428 you will often need to jump to get past another character's keep out. Jump from right keywords to clear a keep out. Keep this in mind as you advance. Yeah, you've said this so many times. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different decisions to advance. You can now use the time chart in the main menu. From the main menu you can access gameplay explanations and adjust settings. Press F2 to open the time chart and F1 to open the main menu. We did it, guys! We're past this tutorial! About freaking time. But they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man suddenly veered, running right towards them. What? Catching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt, then bolted off in a new direction. Again with the banana! Hannah whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red, and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. Imagine filming this. There was no escape for the culprit now. Or so it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. Then the foreigner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along the way, along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. Is he gonna get run down? Okay. With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer. Just a little closer and he'd be in tackling range. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down! It was Kuzi, shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Let him go for now. The real purpose somewhere else. What? Yeah, we know what perp means. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Arrest team stay in the foreigner's tail. Forensics team get busy cross-referencing photos. Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they'd been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, a girl's life might be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim from his diary. Is he going to disobey the order? Always assume a worst case scenario. If Kuzi had told him to let this guy go, that implied that he was counting on the team that was now in position. Oh, fuck. Shit. Wait, what? If Kuzi had told him to let the guy go, that implied he was counting on the area. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with ransom and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off after all? Oh, we get a choice! Yeah! What do you guys think? Let the guy go or do we take him down? What do you reckon? I'm tempted to take him down. I am going to... I'm going to take him down. Letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk. I had to catch this guy ASAP. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprang through the side streets. Evidently knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. Someone's taking a Tommy! Kano recognized Kuzi's trademark squawk immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Meiji Dori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. It told me he'd been kidnapped? That she'd been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano saw that the road forked up ahead. The man with the attaché case ran to the left. If the man who'd taken Hitomi was heading towards Meiji Dori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Shit. Making a snap judgment, Kano told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher. Then turned and headed down the nearest alley. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who'd grabbed the ransom money. Kuzi's right. The kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. Oh shit! The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Oof. Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt. The palms of his hands, they felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Well, I might have picked a bad ending. Yep, bad ending. Whoopsie daisy. By trying to find the man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran to a different criminal. Touch of him, okay. Criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi. He probably wouldn't have been taken. I've actually made the choice to talk to Hitomi instead. Wait, what? What? Okay. What? But I thought we wanted them not to do that. Well, I suppose it's better than the protagonist dying. Now, what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like this? I actually figured he'd offer to carry it for her. The girl kept shifting her grip. It was clearly a strain for her to keep holding the case, but she didn't set it down. Whatever was inside it had to be something pretty important. Actually made his way over to her, bristling inwardly at whoever had left her waiting like this. If I were you, I'd bust the head of the punk that kept you waiting. Huh? That thing looks heavy, let me carry it for you. The girl stared back at Archie with wide eyes, but said nothing. Really, I'm happy to help. I'm not going to steal it or anything. His tone was hurried, and he impulsively reached for the attaché case. An instant later, a group of men descended on him, from all sides. Whoa, hey, what the heck? For an instant, Archie froze, unable to process what just happened. He tried to run, but the men shoved him unceremoniously to the ground and held him there. They were shouting about something or other, but he couldn't make out their words. The more he tried to struggle, the harder they held him down. What the hell is this? You can tell us down at the precinct. The man in a suit knelt alongside him, flashing a police badge. What? You're arresting me? The heck did I even do? Instead of answering, they shoved Archie into the back seat of a patrol car. He gazed dejectedly out the window. You could still see the girl. She didn't have a case anymore. Now she was talking to a man with a cane. Was he the person she'd been waiting for? A moment later, the car turned a corner. and the two of them slipped out of view. Archie slumped back in the seat, sulking and silent. Several hours passed. After a bunch of pointless questioning, the police finally determined he was innocent and his father came to pick him up. Oh, this time he... Right, okay. So our main character didn't accuse him this time? For a long while, Archie just stared intently out the window of the car. Finally, his father caught his attention. The old man seemed to be in a surprisingly good mood, despite having to collect his son from the jailhouse. Archie, there's something I want to talk to you about. If it's about me taking over the shop, now is not the time, okay? No, it's not that. Look, let's just go home first. Sure, don't feel like going out today anyway. But now I'm curious. What do you want to talk about? I got some good news. I think you'll be pleased. I'm not sure I like the sound of that. Please don't tell me you're getting remarried or something. I need to stop doing that. Dad, I really don't like the sound of that. And so began a very long conversation. Oh, right. Actually was trying to be nice, but when he tried to blah blah blah. But time was a bit off. Maybe he should have finished dealing with the garbage first and watched how the situation played out. Go back to actually blah blah blah. Okay. Alright, let's try this one again. Pick the other option. How do I skip ahead? Quickly. Oh wait, did I? Wait. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I fucked it. So they literally are linked together. Okay. See, I need to do B in this route. Oh wait, no, I can do this. I just have to not switch characters here. First one, then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? I feel like something big was going down. Were they after the Itachi case? Within moments, I actually lost sight of them all throughout the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. But wait. What about the girl? As she turned back around, the girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Oh, we get choices. As she couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong, maybe he should talk to her and ask what's going on. Another crazy day in Shibuya. They had been shooting the scene for the film on location. It would probably be a mistake to intrude. No, we're intruding. As she couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong, Did you see he was making up his mind? A middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shoved awkwardly over to her first. Oh, that was the guy that we saw walking off with her in the other route. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Actually could scarcely believe his eyes. Is that a gun? Oh, it is. A snub-nosed pistol. A revolver? Yep. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted the gun and pointed it at the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. That's not very nice. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze in fear. As she didn't hesitate. Nice. Breaking into full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. I guess we're very lucky he didn't just shoot her when he get caught off guard, aren't we? But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrabbled back to his feet. Archie knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. "This way," he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending. Trembling like a startled animal. "Come on, run!" Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. Shit. The police box, let's go. Still pulling the girl by the hand, Archie headed for the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There was always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? Archie flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes, this is not good. There was nothing they could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Archie ran beneath the JR Yamanote Line railway overpass. "Don't worry, just trust me," he told her. But first... Nice. They sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. "Here, take this, will you?" Archie tossed over a bag of trash. "Huh? Wait, what?" "This way." They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley. "But this way's a dead end," the girl said breathlessly. "Like I said, just trust me." Oh, that's one way of doing it. Stopping abruptly, Archie kicked down a wooden plank covering a gap between two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. "See, we can get a way through here, and in you go." But the girl just stood there looking terrified. "What's the matter?" Archie asked. "Come on, we gotta hurry." But I... She looked at him as if he, too, was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who had turned up out of nowhere. But this was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. If they just stood there, he was going to catch them. How's the guy with the cane catch him so quickly? "Okay, sweetheart, hear me out," he said in a rush. "The name's Archie Endo. I live in the neighbourhood and I'm not the kind to stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer. So please just trust me and I'll do my best to keep you safe." He hoped that looking her in his eyes could convince her that he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew. Right, let's start with this. They had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Archie knocked the whole pile down. Oh, I stopped doing that. My hands naturally rest in WAS and D, and that keeps doing that. Sent it cascading down across their pursuer's path. "Thank you for the hydrating posture check, Annie! Thank you!" Alright. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man, Hachi called out. Mind clean that up for me? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Hachi flashed him a wave goodbye, then slipped away beneath the buildings with the girl. I can't believe that worked. We ran to a police box with no one in it and somehow that helped. Hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged onto a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait in the path back to the main road. Hachi decided their best bet was to try and stay inconspicuous, rather than risk getting caught in the move. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. Really does look old as well. Hachi flicked the switch inside the front door and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on the small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a worried look. Hachi felt a pang of embarrassment as he realised what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea, I'm not going to try any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we're safe here. The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. Alright then, she said. So, we good? We're good. Okay, well, good. Hachi made a vague attempt to straighten his dishevelled clothes. So how about some introductions? I'm Hachi Endo, like I said earlier. You can call me Hachi. I'm Hitomi Osawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each word out of Hitomi's mouth, Hachi felt his heart pang. Sing. Yeah, same thing. She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Hachi had never met another girl like her. Hachi? Hey Roy, buddy, welcome. What? Is something the matter? You were spacing out there for a bit. Hachi shook his head to dispel his daze. Damn it, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. You need to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm gonna help you. Right, okay. I'm not really sure where to begin. He told me to look down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. Alright, she said, at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happened. Wait, hold on. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. Okay, Tommy chuckled. I'll try my best. She got comfortable and then started her story. So, last night somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange. So I did. And this... oh, oops. Oops. And this man came by and took the attaché case with the money. And then afterwards that other guy with the cane turned up and pointed a gun at me and... Well, I'm sorry, hold up a sec. I actually suddenly lost the thread of the conversation. Could you say that again? Like, simpler? Huh? Sure. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just having trouble following is all. I mean, is this the plot to some movie or soap opera? No, it's a plot to a game. No, that's not... Or some kind of hidden camera show? This is real. This really happened. Looking in Toma's eyes were dead serious. She's got to be telling the truth. What could be the point of lying? He had seen the attached case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me asking? Hitomi hesitated. 50 million yen, she said after a moment. I actually gave a whistle of amazement. The detectives told me that was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realised his blunder. Yeah, that's not the thing you say to someone who's just to get kidnapped. Sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. He fidgeted awkwardly and he told me he looked away. I'm an idiot, but okay, I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops? He replayed the scene in his head. But then, the kidnapper took the attached case and ran, right? So if you were empty-handed, why did the guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. The Tommy's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No, we can't do that. Tommy's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police. Why not? Let me guess, because one of the police are corrupt. Hi Creative, welcome in. I actually waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. Cheese!
Cheese.
Yeah! Always good time for cheese. I wonder what would have happened if I didn't get a detective killed. How's the storytelling dragon? I'm good, it's a good day. How you doing, Creative? How's your trains doing? I really appreciate the help. But I should go now. She gave Archie a deep bow. Adds one sec. No worries, buddy. Hold on. What do you mean go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed to the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure out the rest on my own, somehow. 4 minutes? Wait, what? Why are you getting 4 minutes? It's 2 minutes advance. Well, at least it's supposed to be 3 minutes in total. They told me to note him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Oh, lovely. Standing there was the man with the gun, the cane, his revolver in his hand. How did they know they were there? Oh, to be continued. Actually, Endo's 10th story ends here. However, Shinya Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. Okay. Kano! Mr. Kano! The Canonator. The Cannon Man himself. Oh wait, that's not what I was supposed to do. Right. I think I have to go back here, don't I? Yeah, it's like there. Right. And jump. Oh, that's the odds over now. Good. Alright, let's jump down. Okay, let's try B this time. I think we're good now. Nice. Welcome back, buddy. So what we're doing right now is we're trying to find the perpetrator of a kidnapping, and also stop them from taking the money. It's the dragon. Dragon's doing good. It's been a good day. We're reading to like this hammy Japanese, I guess technically visual novel, FMV kind of thing. It's interesting. How you doing, buddy? How's the trains and stuff? I love those emotes. They're adorable. Kind of his own job to do. He broke his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. I'm sick. Oh god, everyone is sick. Take care of yourself, buddy. There's definitely something going around that's making everyone not well. Kano had almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face. But if Kuzi had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. Kano headed back to the scramble and took up his post again. He told me he was still standing at the handoff point, staring worried in the direction that the suspect had fled. No doubt she was wondering why all of a sudden. I got sick before this weekend, then over the weekend I felt fine, woke up this morning and coughed up 3 lungs worth of air. Oof. Yeah, being out really freaking sucks. Hopefully it passes soon. I thought she was on it. See, because I'm antisocial as all hell, I don't meet enough people to catch the cold, so I barely ever get the cold, which I guess is kind of lucky. Not that she was wondering why all of a sudden the police had decided to let the guy go. Kano jogged over to Hitomi, but before he could reassure her... Oh shit! Stand by, take the bus, so yikes. Yeah, the bus will do that. The bus and the train. Getting that close and personal with people who go into work with a cold will cause tons of people to get sick. A sudden blow from behind sent him sprawling to the ground. Kano's mind flooded with rage as he scrambled back to his feet. What the hell? He spun around to find himself grappling with a belligerent young man. What the hell is your problem? Kano snapped. What the hell is your problem? The stranger shot back. Let me go. You let go of me first. After you let go of me, sure. You first, pal. Don't you call me pal, man. Don't call me man, pal. Okay, that shit is just straight out of South Park. The crowd had begun to stare. Not good. Here was causing a scene in public, blowing his cover in the middle of an important case. This was neither the time nor the place for such dumb, random quarrel. Even as he came to his senses, Kano felt the strength ebb from the stranger's grip. They pushed the man away and quickly turned back towards... He told me she's been kidnapped, hasn't she? Yep. She was gone. He scanned the area for any sign of her, but she had vanished without a trace. Kuzi's mobile command center had also disappeared. What did I miss? The blood drained from Kano's face. The investigation had left him utterly behind. There wasn't even any signal on his radio. He must have switched frequencies while he was caught up in the tussle. Kano turned back to confront the troublemaker. And he was gone. He was gone too. Kano spun on his heel, searching, but the young man was nowhere in sight. The Itachi case, Hitomi, the troublemaker, he lost all 3. Right out at the starting gate, he bungled the entire operation. Look at the old guy on the right with the glasses. He should have left Hatano to look after Hitomi and gone after the Itachi case himself. What the hell was he doing? Well, look at it this way, buddy, you didn't get shot this time, so yay! Kano felt his self-confidence ebbing away like water. Maybe it's time to move back to the sticks. Maybe Tokyo's too fast-paced for a screw-up like me. He had no idea what to do next, and so he just stood there, frozen, already drafting his letter of resignation in his head. These two characters keep getting in each other's way over and over again. Oh, god damn it. So if we want to not get the bad ending, we have to make our buddy here ignore what's happening to the girl. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, we're doing this one. Another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting a scene for a film on location. It would probably be a mistake to intrude. Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. Some TV show about kidnapping and the girl has to make the ransom handoff. And there's probably some actor looking around here playing the suave, handsome detective. The game has just called me out now. It knows what I'm doing. I actually gave a chuckle and turned away. A soothing breeze blew by as wispy clouds drifted overhead. They picked a nice day for a shoot. Smiling inwardly, he resumed his trash-picking mission, wondering what other surprises the day would hold. Oh! Oh shit! A few moments later, he heard a loud bang and the scramble went into an uproar. Huh? Someone pull a tire? Buddy, you're not the brightest. You're really not bright. People were running from all directions to see what had made that sound. Or maybe they're shooting an action scene now? Actually, was a tad bit curious, but he strolled away from the scramble without looking back. It's probably for the best, buddy. Maybe he'd head out to Yosuya today to stretch his legs a bit. It was best not to get distracted. There was trash that needed collecting. That could have been worse. He gets a bad end and our character doesn't get jump kicked. I'm not curious. Alright, we're going to do B again. Hopefully it'll work out. It must be the right route, it's not letting me skip ahead. Wait, what? What? How come? What? I'm gonna redesign High Speed 1 down to Ashford. No worries, buddy, have fun! And thank you for the luck. So this time when I head back, Hitomi hadn't been kidnapped. But this time... Oh, is that because the other character was nearby? The person that kidnapped Hitomi didn't act, so they acted earlier because he wasn't there? Okay. If someone's taking Hitomi. Can't recognize Kuze's trademark squawking immediately. Subject is male, he appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Meiji Dori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano hurried to search for the man who'd taken Hitomi. If he was heading towards Meiji Dori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways nearby. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man. Another foreigner crossing intersection. Oh wait, is this where he gets shot again? Did I pick the wrong freaking option? Okay, if he gets shot, we're in deep shit. Yep. Yep. Okay. By trying to find the man who taken and told me Kano ran into a different criminal, unfortunately. But. But I thought we didn't want him to talk to her. Oh, wait, this is different. Suddenly a young man came running through the crowd. Seeing him, the man with the cane turned on his heel and vanished in the scramble. Something big was going on. What is this all of a sudden? The young man was closing in on the girl, and his expression grim. That guy's up to no good. Archie sprang into motion. Oh great, so we see the opposite side of this now. Wonderful. Leaping high, Archie delivered a flying kick right between the man's shoulder blades. Yep, that's the game. Only quite a little way, the stranger hurried over to the statue of Hachiko, where he dropped to his knees dejected. The girl who had been standing there was nowhere to be seen. Maybe that was the guy she'd been waiting on? The guy who was clearly upset that she was missing. She actually felt kinda bad for him. He decided it would be wise to leave while the guy's attention was elsewhere. Phew. He hurried back along the road to his house. The wind had gone out of his sails, and he didn't feel much like cleaning up trash anymore. Ah well, I guess I'll read some manga and go to bed. Better play it safe before the day got any worse. Another bad ending! What am I doing wrong? Archie's interference with the young man disrupted the detective's sting. If Archie hadn't acted on impulse when he saw Kano heading for Hitomi, things may have gone differently. How can you make sure Kano doesn't return to the scramble and startle Archie? The key lies further along in Kano's story. What the hell do I do here? Eh? I mean, that didn't work before, but... Oh, this is different! The man shot out a major thoroughfare, then bolted up a pedestrian bridge. Just what the heck was this guy heading? Oh wait, no, did this happen? I can't freaking remember. Oh, no. Cautious kind of stopped as well. Height roughly 190 centimeters, age 30s. Hair dark brown. Clothing all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer and he held up the Hitachi case. Before Kano could even yell stop, it was already too late. The man threw the Hitachi case down to the roadway below. Panicking, Kano peered over the railing. Oh, you sons of bitches! A man on a motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I'd been had. Kano bit his lip hard. Damn it. Kano sprinted back down the bridge, hearing the bike's engine roar to life. He had to make it in time. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leapt towards the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach and roared away in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kano in its dust. Looking back up the overpass, he saw the man who'd thrown the Hitachi case running away. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading towards Yoyogi. His report to Kuze complete, Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminal's hands. Now the crooks were getting away and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for our policeman? Staring off into the distance where the man who'd thrown the case had disappeared, Kano gritted his teeth. At least the girl should be safe. Now? We've hit two to be continues on both characters. You finished reading both characters' stories for the hour. Jeez, that was just an hour? Of 10 o'clock. In 428 you'll make your way through all the protagonists' stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. It's so finicky though. There was like 4 different variations on that last bit alone. And tail drop. Nice. Alright, we get more characters now. This is the end of the tutorial for this part of the story. Alright, so the tutorial is officially over. You can reread previous tutorial messages via the main menu. There's a lot of important info in there, so reread it closely. Now, 428 has reached the 11 o'clock time slot. You have 5 protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? I think we know very well whose story I'm going to read first. Alright, so he's a detective. He's, I assume, a writer. And yes, we have to do Tama. We are totally doing Tama. It's so hot. You guys ever dressed up in a mascot outfit before? I have, it's freaking sweltering. It's so hot in this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else in the street looks nice and cool. But here I am getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heatwave. On top of that, I can barely see. I can barely breathe, for that matter. But hey, what can I do? Oh, I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm going to pass out from dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it, I underestimate how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? Yeah, Gimby. A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for the people in those superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing here and I'm this close to calling it quits. But I can't, I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? Is that an energy drink? Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. I toss a free sample towards passerby, while shouting as loud as I can. Come on and give it a try! Oh, it's no use. People just walk by one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample. I've been like this ever since I started standing here. Aww. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience will have been all for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. No exciting or dieting necessary. I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn, 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 burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload dodgy product. It's that simple folks. You just drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me too. Losing weight just by drinking some Hey Josh! Hey buddy, how you doing? Welcome to the absolute freaking chaos, which is FMV, Japanese visual novel. But still, free is free. You think I'd be able to give one or two away? It's not like I'm not trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with the one bottle. Alright, I'm going to give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started and the momentum will build from there. Oh, okay. Alright, eyes open. There are two people walking in my direction. Wait, two? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Pushing a free sample in my furry fist. I'm gonna go for the guy on the left. I try to force it open the businessman to my left. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it open the businessman to my left. Here you go, sir. A free sample of Burning Hammer, the latest and greatest diet drink. Oh. She just get completely ignored. The businessman flashes me a look of utter contempt and makes a point of avoiding me as he slips past. Bam! There goes the wind right out of my sails. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. Oh, that's one popular chicken. There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock at the Nokani building. Looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody's taking any of mine? What can I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock, it's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about to end. I need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. Yeah, that's the worst freaking thing about these costumes. Is you're always tempted to like take the head off because all the heat and moisture and that gets trapped inside. But the moment you take the head off, you have to carry it around. What I ended up doing was I ended up like taking like the top half of it off and tying the head onto my waist. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything. Hey, what gives? You got that many left? Oh. The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine. Well, I mean, are you looking for the right targets? Huh? Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know? Oh yeah, the target market and stuff, yes. Well, I hadn't even considered that. Now she says it seems so obvious. This is a diet drink after all. Of course I'm not gonna have any luck trying to foist it off on random guys. Well, whatever, the chicken says. Here, give me the samples you've got left. I hand over my samples and the chicken dumps the whole lot into her basket. I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says. Huh? Wait, like all of them? Yeah, all of them. The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. These may just be sample-sized bottles, but still they add up to a lot. And I bet they will have you running to the toilet immediately. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much, I bet that's not being nice. I bet she's going to sell them off to increase her numbers. And then say that the cat did bugger all. It's going to be like some sort of competitive thing going on. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Leaving the station behind, we head down center guy towards Okani building. I love the reactions, like you see all the people like looking at the mascots and taking pictures and stuff. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. The job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day. But alright, 10,000 yen, what is that again? So 1,000 yen is like £7. Oh, that's really bad. It's actually really, really bad. That's £70 for a day? It's dire. But if we can sell at least 100 bottles at the demo, they promise another 10,000 on top of that. That's still not great. But it's not great. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 20,000 yen and I need it ASAP. See, that's what the chicken's trying to do, is try to increase its how much it's selling so that it gets the money. We arrive at the Nokani building, a rundown multi-tenant office complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. I wonder how many people the free samples will put in. A stage has been set up at the far end of the room. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping Burning Hammer while explaining its effects to the customers. Yeah, I'm sure our mascot is really good at showing off the effects of a diet drink. Hurry up and take that thing off. The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks. It's kinda early, but come on, let's have lunch. I'm starving. Now that she mentions it, I really am pretty hungry myself. The demo's not starting for another 2 hours. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. Especially not if you have to walk about in a mascot costume, you need all the energy you can get. The chicken and I head to the waiting room where they've set out the lunches for us. Mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asks. She arches her back towards me. What is this? What is this image? Oh, there's a wild Gordy on the right hand side. Nice. Apparently she can't reach her own zipper. Oh sure, give me just a second. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick. Fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. What's the hold up? Come on, I'm roasting in this thing. Hurry up and get it off me. I've almost got it, it's just awkward with these mitts. Finally I get a hold of the zipper and yank it. Downward. A girl emerges from the chicken as if checking itself for an egg. Phew, I'm alive. Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost at once she's kicking back and cooling off with a hand fan. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too? I ask. Yeah, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clanking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 7-ton fursuit. Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. Huh? What? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong, I ask. What's that? Yeah, that's a no-go. Zipper's busted. What? Yes, sorry, that thing ain't coming off. What? My vision goes dark. No. No. No! I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck, I'm trapped inside. Oh, there's parts of this game I freaking love. Oh, what the crap? Ah well, we can talk to the boss about it when he gets back, the girl says. I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off for you with scissors or anything. She sounds entirely unconcerned. It's so unfair, I need to get out of this stuffy, sweltering steam bath as soon as possible. You really do, because people have gotten heat stroke from being in mascot costume for too long. Really bad for you. All I can do is clench my fist in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today, the girl continues. I'm Chiriko Usugi, by the way. You can just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I'm a pretty cheery gal, after all. She breaks into a hearty guffaw. Oh sure, I say, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. So, I guess you're not going to be able to eat lunch in that getup, huh? Huh? Yeah, that's right, what should I do? Why can't they just lick the head off? Like, usually the head is separate from the rest of the costume. Don't sweat it, just leave it to me. Huh? I'll eat both lunches myself, how dare you? How dare you? Chiri doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. I'd be ashamed to let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. It's just a cheap little prepackaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast. So what's your name? Chiri asks. Her cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? Yeah. Oh, it's As I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes alight in the piece of tamagoyaki clutched beneath Chiri's chopsticks. The yellow slab of lightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked. Come on, what's your name? Oh right, Tama. It's Tama. Huh? You mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting? Chiri chortles and stuffs a piece of tamagoyaki into her mouth, then takes a big swig of iced tea. See what I mean about food? Every stream. Food. Every time. I'm beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself in those lunch boxes, till I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. Alright, speaking of which, I'm gonna have a drink. Everyone out there, make sure to get hydrated as well. Freaking hell, I needed that. This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm going to pass out before the sales demo even starts. And then I remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right? Yes, you can! That way I'd at least be able to eat and drink stuff. Alright. I decide to... Yes! Oh, 3 options. Yeah, we're doing A. I decide to grab the hen in both hands and yank it upwards with all my might. Oh. Oh, come on. No matter how hard I pull, it won't come off. Ow! A dull pain throbs at the back of my head. Did I smack against something at some point? Cherry flashed me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. I tried pulling again, refusing to give up. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. Oh my god, really? I slumped forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No. Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into it as a thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Cheery says. Here, drink some of this. How? She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. Aw, look at that. In a fever of thirst, I jammed the plastic straw through the mascot's costume's mouth. Thankfully it reaches as far as my own. I suck for all I'm worth. The wording in this is terrible. I suck and I suck and I suck. My body rejoices that the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up my eyes, I clutch Cheery's hand in my fuzzy mitts. Oh hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know, she replies. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway? I ask. Oh, that's because I make up my own protein juice. Protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard that if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you'll lose weight. You sure about that? So yeah, I kinda need to keep it. Given Cheery's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. Isn't protein typically what helps you when you're working out? Like you take in a lot of protein and then you work out and you gain muscle mass? I think she's working against herself with this one. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein is totally the best thing for my diet. This stuff though... Cherry casts her eyes at the samples of burning hammer on the table. It's like, totally bogus. Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise. Well yeah, Cherry says. You've got to exercise if you want to burn body fat. She smacks herself on one flabby arm. I mean, there's no way you're going to lose weight by taking in more calories. Huh, didn't she just say she was drinking protein just to lose weight? Yeah... Either you need to reduce your calorie intake or you need to work out. I keep that thought to myself. I mean, that'd be as ridiculous as all you can eat Kobe beef, she says. Though that would be good. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about using all you can eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss. Oh god, now I want to go to a buffet. I want food. But again, I keep the thought to myself. But hey, a job's a job, Cheery says after a moment. Perking up again. Tell me to sell this junk, I'd sell it. A sudden wailing comes from the other side of the door. Please just give me a second. I swear I'll get it back to you. What the heck? Cheery says. Is that the boss? I nod. That's definitely Mr. Yanagishita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. Sidling up alongside Cheery, I very quietly open the door and take a peek outside. You know, very nonchalantly as a mascot. Is this freaking Yakuza? Mr. Yanagishita is down on his hands and knees, begging while two uncouth-looking men glare at him. Why is the guy in the back dressed like one of the guys from... he's dressed like what, Ishiki? I think it was Ishiki that dressed in that shirt. Oh, Doguza, nice. Just a little more time, that's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fellow. I just gotta sell this. We've heard enough of that out of you. Yeah, the younger guy sneers. We ain't giving you any more time, so quit asking. But I really just need a little longer this time. Please, you gotta believe me. Look at the freaking mascot head. From the looks of things, Mr. Yanagishita is dealing with some loan sharks. And the two thugs are clearly in no mood for his continued grovelling. Jerry and I exchange a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now I'm really worried. Am I actually going to get paid for this gig? Probably not. Ah ha ha, Buddy's getting dragged away. As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Yanagishita by the nape of the neck and drags him to his feet. Come with us, pal. We'll take you someplace you can't, work off your debts. Say what? Mr. Yanagishita wails. The two men drag him away. Huh. Guess he's gone then, Jerry says. She's already starting to pack up her things. Wait, what are you doing, I ask? Going home, not much point sticking around. I mean, yeah, they're not getting paid, like, at all. Going home? I mean, the demo sure ain't happening now. Anyhow, it was nice working with you. See ya. Moments later, Cheery is out the door. Aww. Now what do I do? I've been left here all by myself. More or less at a total loss. On the plus side, you got a free mascot outfit. Oh. Since someone hadn't told the thugs how to get to the county building, they probably would have caught Yanagishita. The right decision happens at 11:15, but who has to make it? It's probably not going to be... I don't know. Alright, so Tama. We can't progress with Tama right now. What about Osawa? Alright, so Tama down there. What the hell is that? Oh, does Aichi's continue from there? Alright, we're doing Osawa. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. Man after my own heart. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Free at any cost. Is this guy like a freaking anime protagonist? What's going on? A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. It is a good song. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop, He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. It looks a little bit like Kojima. But more haggard. He looked like the sort of man who'd been more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favourite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today even she couldn't help. Today Osawa was a complete wreck in both body and mind. Oh. Identifying infection route of urine a virus? Common term for a group of viruses belonging to disease has a high death rate, 8% to 9%. Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All that about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to the company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. Whatever work it is, it seems very, very important. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. "Director, may I come in?" It was his Vice Director, Mamoru Tanaka. "Sure." The door's open. Tanaka came into the study. "I know it's not a great time, but..." Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They were hoping for a response to this email they sent yesterday. "I'm sure they don't need it today." "Apparently you do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but..." "I see," Osawa said wearily. "Alright then." Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. He'd been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in the mindset to do any work at all right now. I wonder if this story is going to take like a big turn where there's like some sort of virus like prevalent in Shibuya right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offering his opinions on capital investments, requesting confirmation on current medical stocks files. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but wonder. For a long moment he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by an upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. What's it gonna be? Oh. Is this related to this virus strain that he's looking into? What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms. Osawa opened up the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the Ua virus. Family is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus. Because it's capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. The US Center for Disease Control and Prevention have assigned the virus to risk group 4, the classification for the most dangerous infection agents. On the plus side is they can't actually pass on without already having symptoms. That's good. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped on a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? They're from South Africa. Koi, nice. Also very appropriate. The Eurovirus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Supposedly this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. Ua didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. And as the name suggested, that the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes? That left him only with further question. I looked again at the images from previous emails. I wonder how he would... I wonder if he did like work for the military and the military spread that virus in South Africa. What makes any of this my crimes? You could see the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling? Do you have a moment? It was his wife, aye. Oh. Give me a second. If this was nothing more than some sick prank, it wasn't anything he wanted his family to see. Especially not I. Alright, come in. Wasawa turned to see that I had already let herself into the study. The sharp sting of her perfume made his stomach scrunch up, his face for a moment. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again? Wasawa thought, suddenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to just make it on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him. Umbrella. I'm betting it's Umbrella. Asked him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige had no interest to him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. When he'd mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she shut the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi's Pharmaceuticals board of directors. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew in closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you leave here? We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. She doesn't come off as a wife. She comes off as like how would you word it? Like upper management. Like she's just working on behalf of her father, and they just happen to be married because it's more beneficial and it keeps him grounded to that company. With a sour look, I turned and departed. I don't think this guy should be in this marriage. He's obviously getting used. We had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however, the antiviral agent they had developed at Okoshi. After the virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. But Makino had ordered Osawa to work in creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. I mean, it would be. You would need subjects infected with the virus to test on. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, a 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The fact is in an ampule. The side effects in the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' nanotechnology had engineered a cutting-edge device known as a DDS. Freaking nanotechnology, okay. Drug delivery system, okay. Osawa jumped on it immediately. By administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS, he was able to use small amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficiency, along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antiviral was ready for the final development stages, clinical trial on humans. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt Okoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Yeah. Yeah, they really wouldn't want that. They'd do anything. Which I'm guessing he's going to be the real reason why all this is kicking off. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here? You need a second opinion. Tanaka could be relied upon. Relied upon. Okay. That visual image. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. What's this about, sir? This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. It can't be. Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says, 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is, why these pictures were sent to me? Osawa opened the other email from A. The second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure Are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. I wonder when this is going to cut off and intersect with other characters. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. A specimen of the UA virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. But a single tiny variant upon entering the human body could become 2,000 in an hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. For influenza it was 1 or 2. But the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight, no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motive, no driving logic. Nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? He had thrown himself into virus research in search for an answer to questions like that, answer that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for a chance to play around with UA day after day. Another email arrived in his inbox. The sender A. The subject line, 1 year ago, South Africa again. Jeez, he really screwed over South Africa? Jesus Christ. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time there were 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each one of them in turn. The first shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UA patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No, Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. Is this the antiviral that's getting injected? The second image showed one of the infected hunched over in pain, vomiting out blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back to the patient's eyes. He rushed to open the third image. It showed a morgue piled high with corpses. The rictus and anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. Their lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. There were hospital beds stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. This came the fourth and final image. More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests, with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, and 18 hours passed. It looked as if someone had attempted live trials with the antiviral agent. Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. And there was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. There was no way to test the efficacy of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical test, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proved ineffective in humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, as he looked over the images again and again, Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, presumably someone from Okoshi Pharmaceutical, had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpses in the fourth image were surely there to mark time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drug's effectiveness in these time frames. So someone from the company went behind his back, took the antiviral agent when it wasn't ready, and experimented on humans in South Africa. Wonderful. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk and raged. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps: his boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino, but he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. Do not contact anyone from the company, because the company is shady as hell. Do not do it. They knew he was in no state to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Aya Kamiki's latest album. Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself return to a calmer emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he'd had no interest in the arts in general: music, painting, cinema. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he'd found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he'd swung by the store to pick one up. Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it in the front of the shop. Something about the bright, colourful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath. Whew. I'm not calling his boss. He closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. First he took a nice deep breath, then he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. Inclining his head towards the music, he could feel the melody pervade his body. He could scarcely believe there had been a time when he hadn't cared about music. Surely something that had such a strong effect on the body and mind alike almost conveyed a deeper meaning. Well, yeah, it's music. Osawa let the positive energy flow through him, buoying his spirits. At last, when his mood had sufficiently calmed under the music's influence, Osawa reached for the handset. Oh. The study door opened and A stolid-faced man appeared in the doorway. I beg your pardon, Mr. Osawa. Would you mind coming to the living room for a moment? Wait, what? The detectives assembled in the living room all wore grave expressions. The room was brown with tension, and Osawa felt it ramp up even further as he entered. What is it? He asked. Has something happened? The man who had come to find him turned to speak, hesitating at first. Yes. It turns out that your other daughter Hitomi has... Oh! That's how this connects! Right, okay. So, I'm guessing that's why his daughters are getting targeted. Because the person who says the email wants to get back at him for what's going on. Your other daughter Hitomi has been abducted by an unknown party. Abducted? Osawa's mind whirled. What are you talking about? Maria's the one who's been abducted. No sir, you don't understand. I'm saying that Hitomi has also been abducted in addition to Maria. Don't be ridiculous. The night before his daughter Maria gets kidnapped, and this morning his other daughter Hitomi gets carried off when she goes to deliver the ransom? He never heard anything more outrageous in his life. We're sorry, sir. A detective was with her, but... The police went on to explain that Hitomi had somehow managed to end up all by herself, and while she was alone, several individuals had forced her into a car and driven off. Osawa could barely comprehend what they were saying. His mind was in a fog. The detective's words seemed to grow quieter and quieter. Osawa's strength drained from his body. His ability to process external stimuli began to drift far, far away. It's not possible. It can't be. Did no one keep them safe? Not me? Not anyone? My girl was safe. They told me. Maria. It's not true. This is all just a bad dream. Some kind of sick joke. It's not true, it's all just a bad dream, it's a lie, it's a twisted joke, someone made this all up to stop it. Stop saying that, I don't want to hear it, tell me all a lie. Slowly the ceiling began to spin. Then Osawa's vision went awash with white. And bad end. Yep. And here I was thinking it'd be nice and calm after listening to his music. Da, 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 da. Born a room with Achi, but just what are they up to? Key to changing her fate. The files lies with Achi's decision at 11:05. At 11:05, you see. Right. 11:05. Here's time blocks are shown above. Protagonist actions can only affect our protagonists within the same time block, indicated by the red circle on the chart. This is made in one time block. Do not impact storylines in different hours. If you get stuck, make sure to check decisions and jump points for the current time block. Okay. Right, so if we want to progress Osawa's, we need to get further in Achi's timeline. We still have the rest of Kano's, Minorikawa, and yeah, Achi's. Hopefully we can get Tama's eventually, because we didn't get that far with Tama's. Wait a minute, wait. What was F1 again? Oh. I know it's early, but I'm gonna wrap up there. My throat is actually a little sore. I didn't realize there was gonna be that much reading involved. I thought there'd be sections where there'd be like a video playing and then it's reading, but it was just constant reading. So yeah. There we go. Yeah, that was really freaking interesting. I didn't know what I was expecting with that game, but it wasn't quite that, that's for sure. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be more characters involved, so we've met the police officer, we've met the guy who picks up trash, the mascot, and the guy who made a virus whose daughters have been kidnapped. And then there's one other guy that we've not met up with yet. So I don't know if I'll play this next week, but I'll definitely be playing this again eventually. Or maybe we'll wrap up here because this is like a good taster so people can give it a try. I don't know. Depending on how I'm feeling. Yeah. Because there was like 5 different games I could have played today and I just randomly picked this one. So yeah. Yeah guys, thank you very much for coming today. It's always a pleasure and I'll see you what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday we're going to be painting some Gunpla. Thank you, Bravo. Thank you. Thank you, Bravo, for that. Jesus. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to be doing not tomorrow. Wednesday we're going to be painting some Gunpla. Thursday we're going to be doing some cassette beats with Momo. And Friday we're going to go back to doing some Digimon Survive. I feel like we needed less Digimon this week because like last week was a lot. I had a lot of Digimon going on last week. But yeah, let's see who's online that we can read out to. See the amount of notifications I get for like sponsors? Oh my god, they're so many. Like I don't want to do a sponsor. If I'm doing a sponsor, I want to be for something I really enjoy. This is what the sponsors don't seem to get. We are going to oh, fella's playing Dune again. Jeez, I've not seen Fel play Dune in so freaking long. But maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll see who else is online. I'm gonna raid someone. I'm gonna try and raid someone different this time. Probably nice one. What you guys in the mood for? I'm gonna just look through general chat and see what people are up to. I'm almost tempted to raid Shiro because I think Shiro's playing like a classic Pokemon game. But no, I'm gonna resist the urge. If you guys get any recommendations, just hit me with it. So many people playing games that I don't want to get spoiled on. Infinite Nikki. Edition 33. Nikki. There's a lot of people playing Infinite Nikki. A lot of people had stopped playing that game. Tiny Dracula. Alright, let's have a look at them. Let's have a look, shall we? Tiny Draculina. Ah, I already like the profile picture. Oh my god, she has massive booba.
I'm gonna go and see if there's any more of those onions, but I think they've probably stopped spawning at this point.
Yeah, let's raid over there. Some Stardew Valley. Yeah, let's go. Thank you for your recommendation, Mr. Bravy Man. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm freaking hungry after that stream. Jesus Christ. They just kept going on about food. I should probably actually initiate the raid. That'd be a smart idea. That's what smart people do. They actually initiate raids before anything stream. Lovely. Alright, ready to go. Alright, that's us ready to go. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a lovely morning, evening, afternoon or night. And just look after yourselves guys. Just have like the best day ever if you can. Alright. Bye guys, let's go see Tiny Draculina. Bye bye.